here with an exclusive interview with Mei the Navigator. We are on day 5 of our 2-week Portugal trip. So far, we've been in Lisbon for 3 days and Sintra for 2. So, Mei, can you give us a ranking, your top 5 ranking for all the places that we've been so far?
Okay. Number 5. What was it? Eduardo 7th Park.
Where was that?
We went there like right before dinner on our last day in Lisbon, and then it was a big park, and they also had a greenhouse that we didn't get to go to. It was a big urban park with waterways and recreational spaces. That was pretty nice. Okay, number 4. I think the plaza, like the Commerce Plaza, I think it's very iconic, so you have to go with the yellow buildings that's near the water, so it was really nice. Number 3, I liked the Pastel de Belém because they had really good danta. I think the reason why it's not higher is because if we went any later, then it would have been too busy. So it's only good if you go really early and you don't have to wait a long time. But I think it'd be good if you get it takeout too. Number 2, I like the Jardim del Toro where they filmed Super Shy because there wasn't a lot of people. Like, it was mostly just like locals, no tourists, and like you get a pretty good view and you can get all like the iconic places in the skyline, which you can't do if you view it from other places. So only downside is that you have to hike up a lot, but at least it's not like a crowded area. Number 1, I think my number 1 is the Quinta de Regalera because it has a bunch of different sceneries in one area for one ticket price. Same thing with the other places. You have to get there really early or else you're going to be stuck waiting a long time. I like the lagoon, and I also like the little like tile area that we sat in near the lagoon. Because it was just nice and peaceful, and there was some shade everywhere. Yeah, it was just a lot of walking, but I think it's like the scenery is pretty nice and you get to see nice buildings, so I think it was number 1.
So out of all the places in Lisbon, which one would you say is your favorite?
I don't know if this counts as in Lisbon, but I think the Pastel de Belém is for sure worth 2 visits if you can, because the menu is so big, and also like I feel like the interior is really nice. Like everything is nice and branded, even like the dishware is really cute. But yeah, because you can only eat so much in one sitting, so I think you should go twice so that you can try more things.
So in Sintra, what is your favorite place so far?
I liked Quinta de Regalera the most, but I think it wasn't on our itinerary, but on our walk back from the Moorish castle, we walked past this villa. It was like, what was it called? The Villa the Sassetti or something like that. And I think if we had more time, because we saw people like walking up to go look around there, so I think it would be nice to look around there.
What is your Portugal hot take on day 5?
Portugal hot take. Okay, I'll tell you what's not worth going. Okay, first of all, Time Out Market. That's number 1. Don't go. Everything was at least minimum 13 euros for like if you wanted to eat a meal. So like, why would you go there? Because I saw a lot of people going there only for drinks. So I guess that's why like that's probably like a better value, but okay, don't go there if you're trying to eat anything for real. And then Pink Street was ugly and nasty. It was so dirty and it was so crowded. Like I felt like the restaurants were really close to each other, and then there's people standing outside each restaurant trying to get you to go inside. So, but like, it's just so crowded, and you're not gonna get a good picture there, unless you go at like 6 a.m. maybe. Tram 28. How long did we wait for that? Like, we waited at least an hour in the sun.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I felt like an hour.
really? I thought it didn't feel like an hour.
Oh. Well, we were waiting for a really long time. Because it's like so touristy. Like, I'm sure another tram would be better because there'd be less people. So you don't have to wait as long and it's less crowded. Same, in the same vein, Alfama. Very crowded everywhere. I felt like I was gonna be pickpocketed all the time. Reason why it's not higher on the not to go list is because it does have very good views and we did take a lot of good pictures. It's just very crowded and lots of walking.
Last question for Mimi the navigator. So considering everything you've experienced up until day 5, what would you rate this trip so far?
This trip so
Out of
far,
10.
Out of 10. I would say a 7.5 minus 1 because we didn't get to try a lot of different foods, and like I feel like trying to find a restaurant with our family is so hard because everyone is so picky. And then also minus 1 because I'm tired from walking all the time, and then we always have to take siestas because we're so tired because we wake up so early to do all these things because that's the prime time to go when there's less of a wait. But then by like 3 p.m. we're knocked out. We're so tired. Minus 0.5 because Baba doesn't let me do my job of navigating sometimes. And he backtalks to me. He always questions my decisions, even though I'm like using like the Google generated route, which is supposed to be the ideal route considering like the speed and like the route that it takes. It's supposed to be the best route. So yeah, 7.5. This interview was brought to you by Pingo Dolce. Head to your local Pingo Dolce right now and try these new specials. We got Alcobasa apple with carrot. Alcobasa apple. Freshly squeezed every single day. Try yours at your local Pingo Dolce now.
On the first dive, we went to Paredes de Puerto de Mos, which it means Puerto de Mos wall. It's a big wall, about 16, 18 meters depth, and then a lot of holes, so you can explore inside the holes and you can see some life. Today we saw Congo eel, we saw lots of different nudibranch, colorful ones. You got that?
Yeah.
We followed the wall because we were doing our perfect buoyancy dive. We went underneath the arches and between the rocks, and then we went to the sand area. And in the sand area, we were practicing the hovering for a bit. We also descended without the line, and we ascend without the line as well. So in this dive, the first thing we did was the buoyancy check, and that you did really well. So you realized that you were overweighted, and then we removed some weight. but we removed too much. So then it was a bit hard to descend, and on the way back, it was a bit hard to maintain our buoyancy. That we could have been more specific doing the buoyancy check at the end when we remove the weights to make sure that we have the proper weight, so we could stay for the safety stop more comfortable. But when we descended, your position was quite good. You were quite relaxed. At first, starting the hovering, you didn't inflate enough your jacket. That's why you were not bouncing properly. You were just there at the bottom. But then you realized, and you did, and then you started feeling it, to say it somehow. Then when we were going up and down, following the wall, all the time you were maintaining your buoyancy. So, well done there! Woo! So on the second dive today, we were to Anchoras, which is also maximum depth about 17, 18 meters. And it has anchors from previous centuries. And we did some nice swim throughs as well. So you can follow the wall, and there are some little arches and small cabins. We were inside all of those to practice a bit more the buoyancy from the previous dive. But we focused mainly on limited visibility. So the focus on this dive was to communicate with the torch, integrate the lost diver procedure, and also reciprocal compass course. Because we did the perfect buoyancy on the first one, we also descended without the line, and that was really good. Now the weight was properly adjusted, so it was easier. So on this dive at Anchoras, you maintain your buoyancy. Now it was easier, so you were smooth going down and up, and your position was great. Also when going between the closed spaces, and when we stopped to look at the octopus there, you were maintaining at all times good buoyancy. What you can improve on this dive, I told you, and you already corrected, so that was quick and easy, smooth. When you were doing the reciprocal navigation, your compass wasn't
Flat?
the compass. You were like, it was a bit tilted.
Yeah.
So just remember to keep it in the correct position. What I really like when we did the lost diver procedure is that you did it completely neutral.
Oh.
Yes, and you turn around. I didn't have to tell you, so you were looking around one direction, other direction, and all horizontal, like dive position.
Yeah.
Okay, so well done.
Hey.
So for tomorrow, you're gonna be doing your deep and wreck diving, and for that, we're going to spot what's called Ocean Revival. It's a bottom of sand, and then they sank there 4 big shipwrecks from the Portuguese Navy. It's deep diving, so around 30 meters maximum depth.
Okay.
And what we will do, we will be focusing on the deep dive. You will be paying a lot of more attention to your computer and your decompression limits. I will be asking you about that during the dive. We will also integrate what we learned today about communication in limited visibility, because we will go inside the wreck, and for that you will still practice your buoyancy and your communication with the torch, because inside of the wreck is dark. We will also use our torch to see our manometer and the lights of our computer. And then you're gonna send your buoy when we are ascending, just to get used to that as well. And for the wreck diving, both of them are wreck diving, both of them are deep diving, so it's gonna be quite similar. Just for the wreck diving, I want you to focus on the wreck navigation. So at some point during the dive, I will tell you where is the line, and you have to tell me which direction it is. Because a wreck, it has the front, the back, it's a structure. So when you navigate through the wreck, you have to be aware of your surroundings at all times, and that's why I want you to keep an eye and pay attention to what we're doing to guide me back to the line. Sounds good?
Yeah.
Hey.